Guys, we are live and we're going to be here for the next few hours or so. And guys, we have a lot to discuss. Huh. Is Dmitry Bivol avoiding a third fight with Beterbiev? Well, absolutely, but it's not what you think. All this and more on the latest edition of Warwick Boxing Chats.
Rashawn Holdings proudly presents Warwick Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Herron.
Guys, and yes, I'm proud to say that I am going to be ring announcing again next Saturday, August 16th at the Shriner Auditorium, care of South Park Boxing and AAA Promotions. Guys, if you're in the South Texas area, please pay us a visit. Enjoy an entire evening of world-class boxing entertainment. And, say hi if you're in the neighborhood. Guys, it's my pleasure to introduce at this time to the stage my nephew, Anthony Manzano. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Joe. How are you?
Well, I am doing great, thanks to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And, guys, in case you missed this, every show is brought to you by, I do have to announce our sponsors and recognize them at this time. Once again, this fight card on the 16th is going to be brought to you by GomezLawFights.com, the Gomez Law Firm. Find out what they can do for you, the best personal injury attorney in the country, GomezLawFights.com. And also, most importantly, this show is always brought to you by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the lone source of eternal salvation. Guys, if you haven't already surrendered your life to Jesus Christ, what are you waiting for? And there it is. And there it is. I tell you what, Anthony, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. I waiting for. I ate a late dinner. I had what is it called? A beef stew with some rice.
Thought you were going to say rack of lamb.
No. I'm Chicano. I live all around a ton of Chicanos, man.
Good for you, man. Puro Mexicano as well. También.
What I was going to ask you, Joe, we talked. I don't think you talked about it. I had asked questions in the chat yesterday. When you had Rob and my God,
G Funky
and my God, the guy who's been in the business a while,
Rick Glazer.
Rick, and I was asking him where does this perception that a guy like that there's always a perception, not many, I can't remember which referee or announcer or announcer has this perception where they're overly favoritism or the judges are corrupt. Where is this just fans not understanding the business?
No, that's from Brother Teddy, who just underwent surgery. And our thoughts and prayers are for a speedy recovery for Brother Teddy. And look, I love Brother Teddy, man. Teddy Atlas is a great guy, but There's a reason why he's not affiliated with a major network any longer, because his ego gets the better of him. If he scores a fight, and he always does when he's watching it, and if the judges don't align with him, he screams bloody murder. It's corruption. It's robbery. And he can't see past himself.
He can't
And
see
that's
from the
the
tree from the
problem.
woods.
That's the problem. That's why he is now, no major network will touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Even Amazon won't touch him.
No one will touch him. And it's a shame, because I used to love listening to Teddy until look, he's great until a judge's verdict doesn't align with him, with his opinion, and then the wheels come off, and then all of a sudden he espouses all kinds of nonsense that's not good for the health of the sport.
Yeah.
Once again, guys, this is a subjective process, and someone needs to give Teddy a refresher course in the criterion for judging fights.
See, my favorite guy was always Letterman, Harold. Like, he was unbiased.
Yeah, dude. Look, God rest his soul, and I loved Harold. Harold is amazing, man. Harold was a great guy, and I used to love just talking boxing with him. And
did you ever talk to Steve Farhood?
I love Steve Farhood. Yep, he's the Arnold Horshack of boxing, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you ever seen Welcome Back, Kotter? Arnold Horshack?
No.
Yeah. Hello,
I'm
Mr.
too young for Welcome Back, Kotter.
It's funny. I always used to do an impression of Steve Farhood back in the day, right? Like, say Oscar Valdez going to be whooping that ass against Ricky Medina Jr. on September 6th, then yes, we're going to talk about that as well. And that has everything to do with my brother in Christ, a guy that I used to work with fondly a lot of times, Rick Morones Jr., selling his brother out, Rick Medina Jr., to he's going to get his ass whooped.
You only do San Antonio, or do you ever go into Austin when it comes to promoting boxing club fights?
I usually just confine it to San Antonio because it's such a big, healthy market. I don't have to go anywhere else.
Is San Antonio the most dominant boxing market in terms
Texas?
Of clubs
yes.
in Texas?
Yes, by far. It's not even close. Not even a close second. So why more events aren't in San Antonio, I'll never understand. Like, why did Eddie Hearn take Jesse Bam Rodriguez from San Antonio to Fresno, right outside of Dallas? Why?
This is why, honestly, Oscar needs to cut ties. Like, I understand he makes money with him and stuff like that, and I think Bam needs to maybe move to Oscar, and Oscar needs to cut ties with Eddie because Eddie does not know the American market.
Look. Oscar doesn't have anything to do with Eddie Hearn. Why would you say that?
I thought they do partnership.
No. They're both on the zone. That's it. Hold on real quick. Keep going, Anthony.
No, I've always assumed that he co-promotes fights with Eddie and Matchroom, so I've always assumed they have a strong partnership with each other.
No, they're promoters. Now, once again, is Eddie Hearn, is he opposed to doing work with De La Hoya? No, not at all. And vice versa. But they're just promoters. DAZN, they've got a mind of their own. And that was pretty obvious when they started saying, okay, Eddie, kiss my ass. We're gonna start gravitating towards Turkey Al Sheikh. Yeah.
And what I was saying, to me, Bam Rodriguez needs to go to an Oscar, and Oscar needs to end his contract with the Zone, is what I'm saying. Like,
yep. Well, if you ask Jesse Rodriguez, his dad, and Bam, they're very happy with Eddie because he has made so much more money than, say, had Bam Rodriguez signed with. Now, he used to be signed with Tekken, right? Mr. Honda. And he's making so much more money with Eddie Hearn. But and look, had he signed with Top Rank, he wouldn't be making nearly as much.
how about
But
with Oscar?
the problem is that he's just looking at the paycheck, not looking at the future. He's looking at the now.
I think that's the issue with some of these fighters. They don't think of the long-term gains. It's more of a short-term mindset because, and I can understand where it's coming from. They don't know how long they're going to be in the sport and stuff like that. So they want to get as much money early on as possible to where they can be like a Canelo, where they can be selective on who they fight and stuff like that.
Yep, because one punch can change your entire career, can change your entire life. That's the reality. But let's be honest, guys. Bam Rodriguez is different. Bam Rodriguez, and once again, someone told me a long time ago on this channel, before he ever fought Sorung Vasai, before he ever fought Cuadras, right? Someone asked me, hey, how good is Bam? What's the critique on him? I said, look, guys, he is a future pound-for-pound star. Bank it. Bank it. Guys, take it to the bank.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I've said this, I'm a big fan of Bam.
Hold on, because once again, I've been following this dude's career since he was an amateur. I used to call his amateur fights. I called like his first 4 professional fights. That might have been the case for Fujio. Not anymore. But as soon as he, like when he first signed with Matchroom, yeah, he probably had options on his first 4 or 5 fights, but not anymore.
Who's Mr. Honda? I never heard of this guy before.
He's the owner of Tekken Promotions in Japan.
Oh, is he the guy that promotes Monster?
Yes, Inoue. That's correct.
Oh, so does Bam have a big, does he have a big Japanese fan base?
No, because he doesn't fight there. Once again, guys, understand this. If you don't fight in the area, you're not going to have a huge fan base. Like, think about this, guys. The Dallas Cowboys, do you ever think Jerry Jones would take them out of Dallas? No,
Hell
guys. No, the San Antonio Spurs. Our San Antonio population, we love our Spurs, even though they suck balls right now.
I think Bam, honestly.
No, once again, that's the way every sport, every franchise of every sport conducts themselves. So why is boxing, why do they feel like they can be different? No. Look, Bam Rodriguez, all he has to do is compete in San Antonio and he becomes a huge star.
Yeah. I'm saying this and I'm going to stick to it. I've been saying, I think Bam can sell, if he sells out all the stadiums in San Antonio, I think he can sell out the stadium or I think he's a big enough superstar event eventually where he can sell out where the stadium where the Longhorns play.
Oh, dude, no one's gonna sell that out.
You don't think so?
Dude, I know so, man. I saw a Longhorns game last season at Memorial Stadium, and dude, how many people does that Memorial Stadium hold now?
128,000, I think.
Exactly, 128,000.
You don't think Bam can be a superstar like that?
No, dude, that's ridiculous, man. That's
or or
ridiculous.
or actually, me being more realistic, maybe a Globe Life Stadium in Dallas,
No,
or
don't even talk about Dallas. Look, man, we're talking about San Antonio. He could fill the Alamo Dome right now if he's paired up against someone like Junto Nakatani. Dude, that would sell out within a week. Come on now. And that's what Eddie Hearn is missing. What is wrong with him? So why is he so worried about, oh, well, we need to feature Jerron Boots Ennis in Philadelphia. That's where he's from. Well, dude, why don't you have that same attitude about Bam Rodriguez, the best fighter in your entire stable?
I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't want to sound ignorant, but I feel in his mind he doesn't think a guy like Bam can sell out.
That's right. He thinks, well, they're too little. The little guys, they just can't sell tickets. And this is, once again, Eddie, the truth isn't relative. The truth is absolute. And he's talking about the British market. But in the Mexicano market, South Texas, guess what? All these guys are little. Guys like Chris Arreola, guys like Andy Ruiz, they don't grow on trees. All of our Mexicano fighters are smaller weight fighters. Look at Oscar Valdez, who's going to be beating that ass against my brother, Ricky Medina Jr.
Wait, is Virgil Mexican?
What do you think, Ortiz, brother?
No, because the reason why I'm asking that is because Central American countries have that's a common name in Ecuador too. So Ecuador, Panama, and stuff. So that's the reason why I'm asking: is he Mexican or is he from Ecuador? You know how Tiafimo?
No. If you're going by nationality, he's American, but he's of Mexican descent. Yes.
Okay. No, the
Virgil
reason why I asked.
Ortiz, yes. And dude,
No, I meant to say the perfect example of the people always assume Benavidez is Mexican. He isn't. He's from his family's Ecuadorian or something, right? David Benavidez.
yes.
Even though he has the name the Mexican Monster, he's not technically Mexican, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
But Mike Tyson, in all of his ignorant glory, deemed him the Mexican Monster, and that's the only reason why that stuck. Guys, we're gonna play.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Yes. Now tell you what, let's hold on. Let me try to do this real quick. Okay, hold on. We're gonna start with number 10. How do you like that, Anthony?
Okay. Yes.
Number 10. Anthony, this is for you and for everyone in the chat. Dimitri Bivol is avoiding the third fight with Arthur Beterbiev, but it's not what you think. Fact.
Honestly, I don't think Dimitri is the type of fighter that doesn't avoid anybody. This is BS to me.
Okay, so you're saying that's fiction?
Yeah.
Okay, brother, you would be wrong. He is purposely avoiding the third fight with Arthur Beterbiev, but it's not for the reasons that most fans think. Because he's already fought him twice. He's fearless. This dude is a badass, one of the best fighters in boxing. He's one of the most complete fighters in boxing. Statistically, one of the hardest guys to hit in boxing. So, wait a minute. You just beat him. Why would you be avoiding a third time?
He doesn't want to take more punishment from Beterbiev.
No, that's not it either. Look, because he sees what he sees what Crawford is making to fight Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, so it's the Canelo thing.
It's a Canelo thing.
Okay.
He's like, look, man, I'll fight Canelo again, and I'll take half of what Crawford is making, who's making, oh, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, but yes, Crawford is making a whopping $50 million to fight Canelo Alvarez. And compared
Crawford is not worth that much.
Of course not. And compared to the 10 million rock that he's going to be making fighting Bivol or Beterbiev a third time, what would you do if you're Dimitri Bivol?
Fight Canelo, past his prime Canelo.
That's right. And so he actually is dumb enough to think that that's on the table. And no, it's not. Canelo wants nothing to do with you, you damn Ruski.
You couldn't sell you couldn't sell your last fight with him.
That's it.
Which is, I think, to me, if I can't believe I'm saying this, if he is it him or Bivol that fights out of Canada?
Beterbiev.
Do you think Canelo would do a big fight with Beterbiev, or he avoids Beterbiev? Wait.
Hold on. Refugio says this. And thank you for hanging with us, brother. And he said, the double standard of Canelo fans is wild. They're saying Bivol is a duck. All the while, Canelo ducked Bivol. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Look, and Eric Gomez says, oh, man, Refugio, you dumb. No, he's actually right on the money here. Canelo could have easily gone into a rematch with Dimitri Bivol, but once again, Dimitri Bivol, just like now, is pricing himself out. He's an idiot. He thinks he's worth more than he is. Guys, once again, don't look at Terrence Crawford. Don't look at how much money he's making.
That's ridiculous.
Like, don't look at that. Dude, why are you looking at that? There's no way on God's green earth that anyone would pay anything to see Dimitri Bivol in the States fight Canelo. And even if he does, it's not going to generate the kind of hoopla or fan recognition, right, that a fight between Canelo and Crawford's going to generate.
Or a fight between, I know it's never going to happen after what he did, if Benavidez or maybe a Bivol, a Beterbiev, my mistake.
Now, once again, why didn't he fight Benavidez?
Benavidez was calling him.
Why did he relinquish his title to fight? Or why did he relinquish his title?
Because Benavidez was being disrespectful in the media.
Okay. Believe all that shit. Look, man, once again, why did Bivol not fight Benavidez when it was on the table?
Money.
And how much is he making right now? Nothing. Zero. Bivol is not a duck. Okay? Bivol is not a duck, but he is a terrible business person. And once again, that's not his fault.
He comes from a country that doesn't understand
No, he's just managing correctly.
Yeah.
And once again, I love his manager, Vadim Kornilov. He's a great guy. But he doesn't understand the business completely. Once again, it's not the Pythagoras theorem, right? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. No, that's not the way it works in boxing. No two attractions are the same. And so now you've got Bivol saying, okay, well, you know what? Canelo was lowballing us. That wasn't the serious offer. Dude, you are who the fans say you are. If they're not willing to pay that much money to see you fight, then that's exactly what you are. The fans are the real bosses of boxing. And Refugio says, bro, Bivol desired more money for the rematch with Canelo, lowballed Bivol for the first fight, and Bivol and signed it. Look, dude, when you go back to the first fight with Canelo, he made $5 million guaranteed, right? $5 million guaranteed. What was that? A career high payday? Yes, it was. That's why he signed on the dotted line. And because he beat Canelo, he thought he deserved more than that. That's why he didn't get the rematch. Had he just taken the $5 million again, we would have seen the rematch. That's what Eric Gomez is saying. Okay? This is not rocket science, guys. But Bivol's an idiot. And as much as I love my brother Vadim Kornilov, that's not a serious offer. Well, dude, what is a serious offer then? Because your guy couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night. Where's your fan base, Dimitri?
See, for me, this is weird with Dimitri specifically. If they promoted him correctly in the United States, like in like New York or Chicago, where there's a big Russian contingent or Eastern European contingent of fans, I think he would sell out arenas in the Midwest and Northeast. Do you agree?
No, or else it would have happened. Brother, Dimitri Bivol, who trains out of Indio, California with Joel Diaz. Dude, he can't sell anywhere.
Wow.
And he's a big name. He's a big name. Once again, how many fans are talking about him on X? You see more people talking about Deontay shot Wilder than Dimitri Bivol.
And this is what hurts these Eastern European guys. I don't think they...
What? Because they have the personality of a stick?
Yes. Like, and they don't know how to... I think it's a cultural thing. I don't think that most Russian, like Eastern European fighters are not very... It's not that they're not personable. They're not really... They don't know how to... Since they don't speak English as a first language, there's a translation.
Look, Anthony. It's not entirely their fault. Now, why have you not seen Alexander Usyk try to conquer America? Why?
The same issue.
Yeah, because it's not a healthy market.
Well,
Like I can
how about
count on
Lomachenko?
listen, let's count on one hand how many attractions there are in boxing in the American market. Count them. Count them off to me.
Okay. Tyson Fury.
He was sure. I'll give
Deontay
you that
Wilder
one.
a little bit. Deontay
Wilder, no. Look at his last pay-per-view. Okay. Nope. Canelo. Ryan Garcia.
Bam Rodriguez.
Who else? No, he's not even a big attraction.
Teofimo's
not a big attraction. How, dude? He's from New York, right?
Yeah.
Has he ever packed in the house at anywhere besides the Hulu Theater, which only holds about 5,000 people at Madison Square Garden?
No. The Charlo brothers in Dallas.
Houston. And no, that's why they don't fight in Houston.
Wow.
Keep going.
Okay.
Gervonta Davis? Yes. Gervonta Davis has some mainstream juice. So that's 3. No, 4. Who else?
Okay. We have Canelo. We have
Ryan. We have Gervonta. Who else?
That's
it. That's it. That's it. It's not a healthy market.
Wow.
That's why you don't see Usyk come over to America, because UK is a much healthier market at this time, even though it only consists of 64 million. Refugio has the beat. Jake Paul is a big draw, depending on who he fights. That's solely dependent on who he fights. Is he fighting Tommy Fury here ever?
Nope.
No. Why not? Because Jake Paul isn't a big, he's not a big draw. It's only dependent on who he fights. Why do you think he fought Nate Diaz in Dallas?
Because Nate has a big fan base in
It.
Texas.
That's it. It's dependent on who he fights. Why do you think he fought Mike Tyson in Dallas?
The same thing.
Exactly.
So if he fights like let's use an example. After this fight with Canelo, if he fights Terrence Crawford, do you think that's a big draw or no?
I'm sorry. Keep going. What'd you say?
If let's say after this fight with Canelo, how about Terrence versus Bud versus Jake Paul?
Oh my gosh, just perish the thought. I don't even want to think about that, brother. Stop.
You don't think it would sell? Because
No, I know it would sell. But look, if Terrence Crawford beats Canelo, he can fight whomever he wants, and it's going to be a big event. But this is going to be, mark my words, guys, this is going to be Terrence Crawford's final event, unless it gets a rematch with Canelo Alvarez. And once again, unless it sizzles on the big stage, there's going to be no demand for the rematch. Guys, come on, pick up what I'm laying down. Demand is the operative word. Demand. It's all about the fans, guys. We are the real bosses of boxing.
And you always say this, if fans continue pirating fights,
how are we supposed to gauge who's a big star and who isn't? So we're going to play this one more time, brother. We're going to move on.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for Fact or Fiction.
Oh, and we love you, Floyd. And here it is. Number 9. No, Anthony Yard will not defeat David Benavidez in November. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Why are we hearing fans say, oh, Anthony Yard's got a chance? No, he doesn't. Why do you think he passed over the Callum Smith fight and gave that to David Morrell Jr.? Because Anthony Yard is shot and David Benavidez knows it. Guys, this is going to look like easy work. So we're going to move on now to the next fact or fiction. 8. The ringside physician. Fact or fiction, Anthony? The ringside physician in Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois, this past Saturday purposely allowed Jojo Diaz to continue because his fight with Regis Prograis was too damn good to stop. Fact or fiction?
False. Jojo's pride allowed him to continue.
Huh?
No, to me that's false. It was Jojo's pride that allowed him to continue.
Brother! Okay, hold on. Let me reenact this for you. Okay, the ringside physician was up, like right on the ring apron, right? And he held up one finger, and Jojo Diaz said, okay, he says, how many fingers am I holding up? And Jojo Diaz said 2. And then he goes, okay, how many fingers am I holding up? And he held up 2. And what did Jojo Diaz say? 1. He got both of the litmus tests wrong, and the ringside physician told the ref, okay, he can continue. Why did he do that when he got both tests wrong? That's not pride. That's the discretion of the ringside physician, because the referee is going to follow everything that the ringside physician says. So if the ringside physician says, you know what? No, he failed both tests. He's not going to continue. Call a halt to the bout. Guess what? For like 99 times out of 100, the referee in charge is going to follow the recommendation of the physician because it's for liability purposes. So why did the ringside physician say, okay, he can continue? Why did he say that?
More money.
Because it was a damn good fight.
Joe, I have a question actually. Stopping the fight, you said, is either the discretion of the ref or the ringside physician. But let's say the ringside physician says it's okay for the fighter to continue. Can the ref, if he sees that the fighter's not defending himself, can he overrule the ringside physician's ruling? Is my question.
The referee in charge has the final say.
Was JoJo?
But if the ringside physician says, no, call a halt to the bout, he can't continue, guess what? 99 times out of 100, the referee in charge is going to follow the recommendation of the ringside physician. And why?
No.
For liability purposes.
Okay, the liability purpose. But what I'm saying is, let's say the ringside physician tells the fighter he can continue, and the referee, if he notices the fighter is wobbly on his feet and is not able to defend himself, can he then overrule the ringside physician?
Yes, he's got the final say, and you know why? He is the third man in the ring and the man in charge of the bout. The referee in charge of the action is Richard Steele. Look, that's why the announcer, and I've been doing ring announcing for 15 years, dude, that's why we say it that way. Oh, wait a minute. Dude, Refugio, wait till Ugo joins the stream so he can destroy. Dude, Ugo's a fan just like you, brother. You think he's going to destroy me? Ugo? Come on, dude. Stop it, Refugio. You're letting your feelings get into this, man. Stop it. There are no feelings involved here. We speak facts here, brother. We speak facts.
Yeah, and this is where I kind of felt the referee was too he allowed it to go way too far. If was JoJo defending himself.
I'll tell you what, man, he couldn't see shit out of that left eye because, dude, you saw him trying to wipe the blood out of his eye because of that cut. And you know what? I'll say this. Thank God he did, because we saw a great fight.
Yeah.
Hold on. Refugio says this. I'm talking about Canelo. Well, look, and I understand that, guys. And look, guys. We already know where Canelo is in his career. We already know. We already know, guys. He's shot. And, dude, what other platform told you guys that he was going to look like shit against Skull?
Nobody else.
Nobody else, but we did. Once again, guys, we know what we're looking at. We're in this business. And I was privy to training video. And I said, guys, I've seen Canelo in training. And he's not the same. He can't pull the trigger. He's not as explosive. He doesn't have the same reflexes. He's shot, guys.
Yeah. The reason why I'm chuckling a little bit, I was watching, I can't remember which channel said this. He was at the camp. He was at, what's it called? The training camp for Canelo. And he said Canelo looked fine. He's getting beat Skull dominantly. I'm like,
no, you don't understand, Anthony. I'm going to pull the curtain behind. I'm going to pull the curtain back so you guys understand the business, right? When you spar Canelo and help him in training, you sign a non-disclosure covenant. You can't talk about it.
Wow,
You
you can't?
can't say anything. I know because I know several of his sparring partners, and they tell me exactly what happened, and they're like, Joseph, you can't write an article about it. And yes, Eric Gomez has to be. It's an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Guys, they can't talk anything about it.
Wow.
But trust me when I tell you, I know he shot. And Crawford has more than a good chance to beat him.
So you think my faith in Canelo's experience is me being a fanboy of Canelo a little bit?
No. You're just looking at one part of this. And once again, I understand why, because you believe in boxing. You believe in the hierarchy of boxing. You believe in the lineage of boxing. You're a great fan, Anthony. You're my brother. And once again, you are under the impression, hey guys, we have weight classes for a reason. You respect the sport. But trust me when I tell you this, guys, Canelo is going to get his ass whooped. He's
Well,
going to. Guys, look, he shot. He can't pull the trigger any longer. He's going to get beaten to the punch by Crawford, and he's not going to be able to counter him effectively. Guys, I know this to be true. Bet the house on Crawford.
Yeah, and I think me and you talked about this too with Canelo specifically. The punishment he took as a teenager is finally catching up to him and stuff like that.
Look, not only that, look at Spence. Was it just the wear and tear from the camps and the fights? No. It was all the bullshit in between the fights, ballooning up in weight, partying like a rock star. And once
Silk
again,
sheet
it's very
syndrome.
easy to
Silk
get
sheet
in that
syndrome.
horrendous car wreck. And so by the time he faced Terrence Crawford, he sounded inebriated when he was straight. Once again, Eric Gomez has the beat. Spence was damaged goods in the butt fight. Guess what? Canelo is too.
Woo, wow.
Guys, he's damaged goods. Viva Mexico, cabrones. Half drunk. Probably high on
Punch drunk.
Ayo as well.
You think he's on cocaine?
Dude, what Mexican isn't?
I
Come
thought
on now, that's where they grow it.
no, I thought Canelo was clean. He doesn't do drugs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Keep believing in the tooth fairy too, brother.
Let's go to number 7.
Let's go to number 7. I love you, Anthony. Anthony never changed to please anybody, brother. I love you, man. We're going to play this one more time.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Every time I hear that, I don't hear Floyd. I hear Archie Bunker.
Stop it. Archie Bunker. Come on.
Or
Now. Look, we're moving on to number 7, like you said. Don't even give me that horse. Yeah. Caca. All right, number 7, Jaron Boots Ennis is too smart to take on Ronnie Shields' badass from Greece, Andreas Katsarakis, in his first fight at 154 pounds. Expect him to take on Rashidi Ellis instead. Fact or fiction, Anthony?
Honestly, I think the latter part is a fact, but I think it's a mistake for him to fight Katsarakis.
And why?
Andreas has power.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes, you have the beat, sir. Let me tell you, man. Andreas Katsarakis.
Hello, Joe. Sound went out. Hello, Joe. Joe,
Now,
you there?
can you hear me now?
You cut off in the middle of
I'm
what you were
sorry,
saying.
guys. No. Once again, guys, Jerron Boots Ennis, trust me, and they sent out a contract to Andreas Katsarakis, and they dodged the bullet because Andreas Katz already he's getting married this month in Greece. And he's like, no, I'm not going to be available for that fight. He dodged the bullet. And Peter Von Arx, I'm with you. I'm a Rashidi fan. I always liked the guy. Yes, Rashidi Ellis. What's not to like? He's got balls. Even though he's got no power, he's willing to throw down. That's going to be a fun fight. And because he has no power at 54, that's exactly why Jerron Boots Ennis is going to choose him. Mark my words once again, guys. You're not going to hear this stuff on any other show. Hold on. No cocaine, no life. Yes, indeed. Jesus M, does Fitnillo still golf? He golfs more than he is in the gym. And why? Because he's a shot fighter, guys. He's done.
Was Andreas Katz, when you look at him, Joe, like, is there, like, his fighting style, when you look at him, does he have any mannerisms from old school fighters that you like?
Yeah, of course. There's nothing. Like, honestly, what's not to like about Andreas Katz? He's an old school badass. He puts his hard hat on and he gets to work. Adam, he says Boots versus who, Joe? And I'm telling you, it's going to be Rashidi Ellis.
I see a lot of maybe a Joe Calzaghe in Katz.
Hold on. You're not going to hear this anywhere else but this channel, Adam. And why? Well, I get tired of saying this, but yes, we're in the business, guys.
None of these other channels are. They say they're in the business, but I don't think they
Well,
really
you mean
are.
like Fannin? Fatty, bald head Fannin?
Boxing Voice too.
River, who is crying me a Rios?
No,
Dude,
the other one.
Terrence, that's just wrong, man. You don't get a white guy to come. Like, what was he espousing nonsense about? Like, he expects Terrence to break camp just to call him and talk to him? Kiss my ass, fatty Fannin.
Boxing Voice is like that too.
Dude, if he's a Harvard graduate, I'm a Rhodes Scholar. Fuck this pendejo. Yes, I said it. Pendejo.
Whew.
Yeah, I said it. And you know what? Adam has the beat. That's a really good fight at 54. And that is a great selection for his first fight at 54. Because Rashidi Ellis got some skills. Like, hey, man. Like Peter Von Arx stated, hey, I've been a Rashidi Ellis fan from day one. Yes, what's not to love? He steps in the ring with whomever. And
I like the fact that he is.
He can't punch himself out of a paper bag. He's got some skills and he's fearless.
Yeah, you know what scares me about that is a fighter like him who doesn't have with that mentality is going to end his career way too soon because he has no power.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're in this business. You know what you signed up for. Someone should tell Kevin Hayes.
Boots is going to destroy him like what happened with Virgil and not Virgil, Jesus Ramos and the I think it was another Greek fighter. I forgot his name. The guy that went to the hospital, the Morel guy.
David Morel?
Yeah, it was like an Eastern European guy that he
you're talking about the gentleman from the Ukraine, Yerbasanala.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's what's going to happen to Rashidi. That he knows he doesn't have power, but this mentality that he has is not conducive for a long career.
Look. All I can say is this: for the first 6 rounds, it's going to be a very entertaining and perplexing bout. in which Duran Boots Ennis is going to learn an awful lot about himself. It's going to be very entertaining, but because Rashidi Ellis can't earn that respect, yeah, you're going to see that separation of stature. But let's move on to number 6, brother. Number 6, Anthony, fact or fiction, Oscar Duarte will get decapitated by Gary Antoine Russell or Pitbull Cruz later this year. Fact or fiction?
No, it could. Either of those fights go the distance.
What?
People are honestly. This is what happened with Duarte. Was it against Ryan? Who did Oscar? People thought he was going to get knocked.
In Texas, Ryan Garcia knocked him out.
But what I'm saying is people expected him to get knocked out a lot sooner than he did. Is what I'm saying.
Hold on. What difference does that make? He got knocked out by a one-armed bandit.
I can see it with Gary Antoine, but maybe I'm saying the Pitbull fight likely goes the distance. To be honest,
that might, but Gary Antoine Russell shreds him like tissue paper. Guys, we're having fun. Let's move on to the next one. Number 5. If Regis Prograis, so let me say this like Errol Spence Jr. If Regis Prograis is smart, if Regis Prograis is smart, he'll stay away from Subriel Matias and take on Jojo Diaz once again instead. Fact. Or fiction, Anthony?
Fact.
Guys, if you didn't know, now you know. Regis Prograis is shot. He's damaged goods. Hold on. This is sacrilegious, brother. You got Duarte over Russell? No! What gave you that idea? Brother, Gary Antoine Russell whoops his ass twice till Tuesday.
Yeah, I see him getting decapitated by, like I said, I see him getting decapitated by Gary Antoine, but the Valdez fight or Pitbull Cruz fight is the one I see going the distance because I like Oscar, but he doesn't have that. He's a boxer puncher. Do you agree?
Stop. You're talking about a 30-pounder. Stop. We're talking about 40. Okay, Regis Prograis competes at 140. So who are the champions at 140? He says he wants a champion. I'm like, brother, stay far away from the champions. Subriel Matias, Richardson Hitchens, Teofimo Lopez, and Gary Antoine Russell. Pick your poison. How do you want to die?
I would rather face Jojo again than face those guys you just mentioned.
Yeah. You want to face Pitbull Cruz, who's not a title holder. Yes, sure. And you know what? I think he gets knocked out anyway. Pitbull Cruz ain't playing. He's a fun fighter to watch, and he's taking a lot of damage also, but come on.
I was going to say, how about Regis versus...
If he thought Jojo Diaz punched hard, how's he going to react to Pitbull Cruz?
How about him versus Devin?
Oh, shit. No one wants to see that again. Come on now.
I'm being sarcastic because that's the only fight that he has.
All I can say is this. If Devin Haney makes it to the ring on November 22nd against Brian Norman Jr., I will be amazed. And I will take back everything I said bad about Devin Haney.
I think there's going to be a unification or undisputed fight.
I think he pulls out. I think he pulls out like Hugh Hefner.
No, I'm saying I think Subriel goes for a unification fight against Gary Antoine or Tiafimo.
Superman Matias,
Yeah.
if his handlers, and I don't even know who they are, he doesn't have a big promoter working with him at the time. If now, once again, he's fighting Dalton Smith on the 22nd. He's going to whoop Dalton Smith's ass. And if he gets past him, which I know he's going to, I would stick him in a unification bout with Richardson Hitchens. Because that guy can't handle pressure. Subriel Matias, get him.
He's Richardson is more of like a guy who needs.
He's a cutie pie. He's a guy who only fights from mid to long range, and if you breach that perimeter, he's got nothing. He's a donut fighter. He's great from mid to long range, but he's got nothing on the inside. A donut.
Wow.
He's a donut fighter, guys. Let's move on, guys, shall we? Number 4. No, the rumors are not true. David Morrell will once again be training in Stafford, Texas with legendary fight trainer Ronnie Shields. Fact or fiction?
This one's hard for me. I lean more towards fiction.
It's true. He's going to be training and reporting to camp in 2 weeks. Stafford, Texas, Ronnie Shields. Now, there was a terrible rumor, and I bought into it with my brother Abel Sanchez. He was going to be training with him in Big Bear Lake. But nope, I just confirmed it yesterday. Ronnie Shields is going to continue to be the head trainer.
Is Stafford outside of Dallas? Where is that?
Stafford's outside of Houston.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's move on, guys. David Morrell Jr. Well, no, let's stay on this. David Morrell Jr., does he get past Callum Smith later this year?
Yes, by decision.
I tell you what, he had better put forth a more engaging performance against Callum Smith than he did against Katayev. Now, let's be honest, Anthony, did he win that fight against Katayev?
No, honestly, I barely. I actually had Katayev winning some rounds.
I scored the fight 5 rounds apiece. And once again, you know my brother, Ronnie Shields. I love Ronnie. He's one of my best friends, right? But, guys, once again, we give it to you straight on this channel. We don't play favorites. We don't show favoritism. I scored the fight 5 rounds apiece. And with the knockdown, that gets Katayev the victory. I thought he lost.
Yeah.
Peter Marnard says no. Callum Smith is a damn good fighter. Is he going to win this fight?
No, I say no.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one, guys. Look, Dave Morrell Jr., he's an athletic specimen. He's got $1 million ability and a 10-cent head. He's just a kid, and he loves to party. And Houston, Texas is not the best place for him. And Morrell says, or Peter says, yeah, Morrell lost that fight. Most people
yeah.
seem to
For
agree.
me, I think a guy like David Benavidez needs to be trained in a place like Big Bear Lake would be a perfect place for him, to be honest, because it's away from everything.
Yep. That's why there were such heavy rumors of him training with Abel Sanchez. But let's be honest. Abel, there's a reason why he's not in this business any longer. Would he put up with that nonsense?
No.
Exactly.
He's
Let's
way
move
too
on,
old.
guys. Number 3, in my opinion, Callum Smith unless David Morrell Jr. wakes up and starts to be a bit more disciplined. He gets knocked out. Number 3, sadly, more fans will purchase Ike Ibiabuchi's comeback against Idris Ifini on August 23rd in Nigeria than Deontay Wilder's return bout with Terrell Herndon.
True.
Oh, that's sad. Guys, it's my pleasure to introduce at this time Maestro on the acoustic guitar, the incomparable Peter Von Arts. Peter, how are you, brother?
Pete. Yo, Pete.
Good
Yeah,
to
I'm
see
good.
you, my
I'm
friend.
good, y'all. Thanks, man. Yeah, I was checking out your comment on Morrell and Callum Smith. Hey, Callum Smith's been around, man.
He's a real fighter.
Oh yeah, and he's tough too. And he can hit hard. He's at the right weight right now. I mean, 6'5". Morrell. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's young. He's a young guy. He's young.
Would you
he's
say
strong.
Callum shot, Pete?
Oh no, Callum. I think Callum. I think Callum might tear him up. Yeah.
Well, look, man, we get a head-to-head matchup in trainers with Buddy McGirt versus Ronnie Shields. What's not to love?
Yeah.
Guys, honestly.
And Smith.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Smith, man. He's at the right weight now. Guy's 6'5", man. He's got that reach and he learned how to use it. And that his brother Liam, that whole fighting family, they've been fighting all their lives. I don't know, Morrell might have had some pretty good amateur career, but those Smith boys, man. I don't know. I'm thinking Callum Smith.
There's only one way to find out now, Peter.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why we fight the fights. Look, guys, I love this fight. May the best man win. But I will say this, I give advantage to David Morrell Jr., and I'll tell you why. Did you guys see that last fight with W.A.W?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so you saw what Callum Smith put himself through. He had to walk through fire to get that victory.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he may not be the same at his age. That was
how old is he? How old is he, Joe? How old is he?
Let's
35.
See. Hold on. 35?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry. At 35 years old, you're taking that much damage? Best of luck against a real stud like Morrell. In my opinion, may the best man win. I'm not ready to make a call on this because with Peter, I'm with Peter. I think Callum Smith, he really showed his mettle against Joshua W.A.W. He was favored to lose.
Yep.
And he rose up from the ashes and proved his mettle. He proved he deserves this opportunity.
And those Smith guys,
leave it all in the ring in Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
Those Smith guys, man, they are some hard-headed Brits, man. The Brits, they'll fight to the bitter end.
Dude, and once again, they're everything you love about boxing.
Yeah.
I love it. And Bud,
me too.
I think he gave his last stand in Saudi Arabia
against W.A.W. And you think
once again, there's a guy who's disciplined, works his ass off under the tutelage of Buddy McGirt. And once again, it's not just Buddy McGirt, it's the individual. Callum Smith is a workhorse. David Morrell Jr., if he had that kind of work ethic, he would have beaten David Benavidez.
And he's smart too.
He's so athletically gifted.
Callum
with Morrell specifically, guys, do you think it's more like he's a young kid and he's taking maybe he's taking advantage of the partying right now where it's not going to affect him as much? Then as he gets older is when you see the discipline start.
Guys, unfortunately, he loves to party. That's the problem. Now we've got a couple more to go before we say goodnight. because I'm not going to be on till midnight this time, guys.
Okay.
So let's go to number 3. Let's go to Ike Ibeabuchi's comeback. Sadly, more fans will purchase Ike Ibeabuchi's comeback against Idris Afeni on August 23rd in Nigeria than Deontay Wilder's return bout with Darrell Herndon. Fact or fiction, Peter Von Arx?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's a toss up there, man.
Just
You
say
never know.
push. Just say push, because both
Push.
are hot garbage. But can
Yeah.
you believe Ike Ibeabuchi since coming out of the Who's Gal? Oh, and he says, "Oh, I'm completely reformed." Yeah, that's why you're fighting in Nigeria. But it's still going to be on pay-per-view for $29. Are you going to buy it, Peter?
No, I probably won't even watch it.
Guys, I'm such a sick, twisted boxing fan. I'm going to purchase it. I'm going to get it. Yes, I'm going to get it. I want to see what he has.
Is it going to be on the zone?
No.
Did you get thrown in jail for like
an independent pay-per-view, payperview.com.
Payperview.com. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to get it.
Did I
Anthony,
get thrown
what
in?
for you, brother?
I said, honestly, people are going to buy to see how Ike comes out of retirement after being in jail for like 10 years or so, depending on how long he was in jail. I think people would rather see that fight than a shot Deontay Wilder. I think the Ike fight is going to have more sales, in my opinion.
That's right. That's right, guys. I agree with that. I agree 100%. Because I'm sorry, we all knew that Deontay Wilder was shot, and we all knew that Terrell Herndon didn't deserve to be in the ring with him. Now, I don't know who Idris Afeni is, but it doesn't matter. I want to see Ike Ibeabuchi, the president. I want to see what he has left. So
I think Idris Afeni is what is it called? A local, like a club fighter in Nigeria, probably. A pro.
And I don't care. I'm not buying it for him.
It's more.
So let's move on to number 2, guys, and we'll be monitoring this in 2 weeks. Number 2, the cheese has officially slipped off of Ryan Garcia's cracker. Fact or fiction, Anthony?
It's been gone for a while.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Now,
this is me saying this as a Ryan fan. The kid has lost his mind.
Yep. Guys,
It's too bad, man. Young guy like that.
Shame. It's such a shame. Honestly, Peter, what would you do if you were Oscar De La Hoya?
Oh, well, hey, I'd find some. I don't know. I have to let him go. He's just acting.
That's the issue. If you let him go, this is the problem with that, Peter. If you let Ryan go and he doesn't have a stable, like if he doesn't have people around him that can control him, I think sadly he might end up dying or something like that. I don't want that to happen, but I think he needs people in the Golden Boy stable to like help him. If he gets released, I think sadly he loses his life doing something stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face it. We're all men here. And we come to a point in our lives where you're either going to go one way or you're going to go the other. And he's going to have to make that decision. Kid's going to have to grow up. He's a good-looking kid. He's got, venues open to him. He's going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to fight for your right to party, or you're going to cave in and fold. And that's the way it's been for everybody on this panel. You know damn well I'm talking truth.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, and I think honestly, I think Ryan ends up going to WWE or something like that, going to pro wrestling, transitioning into pro wrestling or something permanently and moving away from boxing, because I think his personality works. That type of personality works well in the sports entertainment business instead of combat sports. Do you agree, Joe?
Look, man, you can play basketball, you can play baseball, but you don't play boxing.
Yeah.
And honestly, man, if your heart and your mind is not in the game, you belong nowhere near the ring. And that's the reality, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality.
Yeah. You'll get
And
hurt.
here's what tells me that his days are numbered in boxing. Oscar De La Hoya is his promoter and a guy that should be his mentor. If Ryan Garcia had a brain, he'd be listening to Eric Gomez and Oscar De La Hoya because they've been through it all. And they were taught by the very best in the business. The same guy who taught me everything, Don Chargan. Now, what does Oscar want to do? What does Oscar want to do? He wants to. No, okay. Don't worry about the Rolly rematch. Don't worry about that fight. Who cares? No one wants to see that. You look like shit. He goes, but I would love to see Ryan versus Tio. Why is he saying that when that's a tougher fight? Why is he saying that when that is a much more difficult style matchup? Because he wants to get rid of Ryan.
Yep.
And he wants to promote Teofimo Lopez.
So he wants
what he's going to do, and I can tell you right now from a business perspective, what he's going to do. He's going to give Teofimo Lopez. You look. The only way you get to fight my guy, and we all know that you're going to whoop his ass. The only way you get to fight him, though, is if you give us Golden Boy options on your next 3 fights. That's right out of the Don Chargan playbook.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
so what does that do? That gives him options until his contract is up with Top Rank. And then what happens? He signs with Golden Boy. And look, let me be honest. If Teofimo Lopez whoops that ass like I know he's going to, he becomes a big star at the expense of Ryan Garcia.
But Joe, this is a question I'm going to ask you and Peter, but do you really think Oscar's going to trade one headache for another?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Because let's be honest. Ryan Garcia makes Teofimo Lopez look like a prince.
Yep. He does.
I'll take Teofimo Lopez all day, every day.
Me too.
So that's what you're going to see, guys. You heard it here first. Number 1, we go to the last one, guys. Too many critics and armchair trainers are making too much of Terrence Crawford's weight gain when they should be talking about Canelo's seemingly rapid decline. Fact or fiction, Peter Von Arx?
No, I'd say that. I got. I'm going to be. I say that might be
brother.
Fiction. I say it's fiction.
I say fact.
¿Por qué, señor?
I think
in Spanish, brother.
I think Canelo's going to pull out every trick in the book, and I don't think he's that wasted. I mean, he might be wasted, but he isn't that wasted. And
you're going to see on September 13th that he is that wasted.
Do you think there's going to be a knockout?
No, there's not going to be a knockout because he's got a granite chin. And Terrence Crawford just doesn't have the torque to knock out Canelo.
He might have it if he catches him on the chin.
The explosiveness to knock out and even find a target like Terrence Crawford, a very elusive and intelligent one.
You know, I just want to say something here. You remember when Usyk went in there and fought Dubois last time? Yes. And I was watching that fight. in the first round. And in the first round, Usyk was catching him with the right hand, with that right jab, right on the chin. And I could see his eyeballs bugging because he was getting hit hard, you know. I mean, Usyk hits hard. Well, you know, Bud hits pretty doggone hard. And if he catches a shot Canelo on the chin like that, the way Usyk was catching Dubois on the chin, he's going to go down.
Well,
You know?
if he's more shot than even I think he is, because let's just be honest, the last thing to go is the chin. And if he shows up on September 13th with a glass jaw after never hitting the canvas throughout his entire career, then yes, close the book on him. He's
I'm
even
sticking to
more
my
shot
guns.
than I think.
I'm sticking to my guns, and I've been saying this from the beginning. I like that Terrence is doing this, but there are weight classes for a reason. I understand Canelo's shot.
Woo!
Canelo's shot, but Canelo's a naturally bigger guy, and Terrence is moving up 20, 30 pounds. And I've been saying this. It's a mistake. I like his confidence, but it's a mistake, in my opinion.
We'll be able
Well-
to tell from the first round. You'll be able to tell from the first round who's pushing who
Oh,
around.
no,
You'll
no,
see
no,
it.
you won't. No, you won't, because the first round's going to be a real stinker, and it's going to be a feeling out round where no guy wants to commit. You're not going to know what's going to happen until round 6 or 7. It's going to be like watching paint dry, brother.
I think somebody's going to get knocked out.
Fencing match from mid to long range.
I think somebody's going to get knocked out. I'm hoping so. I hope it isn't a stinker, man.
Well, hey, brother, we're hoping, yes, that someone gets knocked out. That would be a win for the health of the sport. But what's the
think it goes
likelihood
the
of that
distance.
happening? Two guys who have never even hit the canvas.
It's going to go the distance, and I think
Oh,
it goes the distance, and I think Crawford wins by, depending on who's the, and you said this, Joe, also that it depends on if there's judges that are going to favor Canelo and give him rounds, Canelo's going to win the fight. If it's truly neutral judges, Terrence is going to have a fair chance to win the fight. Do you agree?
Look, brother, I'll tell you who's not going to win that night. Boxing.
The fans.
okay. Good point. But let me ask you this. And this is why I think Canelo is going to win. Okay. It's purely economic and political. How many fights does Canelo have lined up after this Crawford fight?
Hey, hold on. EJ, how you doing, my friend?
Oh,
God
yeah,
bless
lecture
you,
dead,
brother.
man. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Jess.
man. Dude, come up and say hi, homie. It's been a long time,
think-
man. I'm gonna drop the
I
link.
think
Come up and say hi
I
before
think
we
Bud, I think
skedaddle.
Canelo has what, 2 fights lined up after the Bud fight, and Bud has how many fights lined up after the Canelo fight?
Zero.
Okay, see what I'm saying? And then I look back at the Bivol fight, and I didn't think Canelo was doing well at all, but they gave him the first 4 rounds, and he didn't win them, but they gave them to him. So I'm looking at it economically and politically. That's why I think he's going to win.
Well, look. Eric Gomez says, 2 and 3 fights lined up. I'll say this. You can't even say there's a second fight lined up if there's no demand. If the first fight is a stinker, and if there's no action, there's not going to be any demand for a second fight. You cannot stage a fight in the U.S. market without the demand. Promotions 101, guys.
No, I think he's saying
once again,
Canelo has fights
this
lined up
fight-
after.
look, just like Mayweather, Pacquiao, if this fight doesn't sizzle, it's not going to end well for the health of the sport.
So you
look,
think
but
it
that's
has
not
to
the
end in a
point.
knockout?
That's not the point. I mean,
No,
okay,
no, dude,
it's not
that
going to
is
be
the point. That is
the
the point
point-
for everyone involved.
Well, it's a point for everyone involved, but think about it. I mean, even if Canelo pulls off a stinker, okay, he's still got 2 fights lined up after this, and Bud has nothing. And that's why I think they're going to give it to Canelo. And the reason being is because they'll think it'll be better for boxing if Canelo wins. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, guys. That's why they fight the fights. But Peter Monarchs, on behalf of my brother Anthony, who had to skedaddle, we're going to say goodnight to everyone. We've been on the air for 80 minutes. So I'll tell you what, we'll give you your parting shots for everyone here. Peter?
Who, me?
Yes, your
parting shots?
Yep, for everyone tonight.
Always get behind Gary Antoine Russell, my favorite fighter at 140. And I think boxing, I'm a boxing fan. I've always been a boxing fan, support boxing, watch boxing, pay for boxing. What the hell? Come on. I mean, it's the only sport we have left. Hey, it's the only real man sport that we have here in the United States, and they're trying to take it out of the United States. They're trying to move it off into different countries, and we want to keep it here. We want to keep the best fights here, and we want to get the best fighters out there. So, a lot of these kids, man, that are coming up, they're not getting a chance. We got some great amateur talent. We got some great professional talent coming up. Support those guys, man. Get out there. Rock and roll. Rock the Casbah. You know what I'm saying?
In the immortal words of the Clash, rock the Casbah. I love it. Peter, it's always a joy to share the air with you, my friend. Thank you for being here, brother. On behalf of Peter, on behalf of everyone in the chat, I'm Joseph Heron. And guys, if you're in the San Antonio area, don't forget to come and see me and all of our fighters at South Park Boxing, AAA Promotions, August 16th at the Shriner Auditorium. Guys, thank you for joining us. And don't forget, just like Peter said, support boxing at every level. Club, mid, and world-class levels. God bless all of you guys. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Radvashan Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Heron.